And it leaves it looking like this. 3 points, the advantage now for Manchester City. 4 goals better, the goal difference as well. With Wolves away, West Ham away, and then Villa at home to finish. Newcastle stay in 13th, but significant day around the relegation picture with Norwich and Watford already down, Leeds dropping into the bottom 3, Burnley dropping a place as well. They both played 35. Everton have a game in hand, and now they have a point more than those 2 relegation rivals as well. Much to discuss here at the Etihad when we return with Micah Richards, Jamie Carragher and Jamie Redknapp. Where does that leave the title race now? Does City have one hand on the title? Is there a way back into this race for Liverpool? That and much more on a 5-star performance for City. It was one-sided stuff. 21 attempts to Newcastle's 7, 9 on target to Newcastle's 3. The expected goals heavily in Manchester City's favour, as was the corner count and the possession. Newcastle yet again under 30 against City. It was one-sided stuff. 21 attempts to Newcastle's 7, 9 on target to Newcastle's 3. The expected goals heavily in Manchester City's favour, as was the corner count and the possession. Newcastle yet again under 30 against City. 9 unbeaten now, hitting form in the Premier League at just the right time. And let's bring you some reaction. Rodri and Jack Grealish with Jeff Shreves.
Rodri, Jack, first of all, how much did that put much needed smiles back on faces?
Yeah, of course. We always knew that there was going to be pressure on us, today, especially after what happened in midweek. But, I think we've bounced back perfectly. We've stuck together as a team and as a unit the past few days, which was needed. We just try to end the season strongly, and we've certainly done that today.
Rodri, was it the perfect response? Not just a win, but an emphatic win?
Yeah, of course. I think we show the personality we have after the defeat we had. That is incredible. It was incredible for us. But football is like this. We have to wake up, because it's when you have two titles to fight, then you have to straight focus on the Premier League. Is what it is. And you have 1 point, and we have 3 points, but still we're in the fight. So we just want to keep the same way. I think we never drop, even in Madrid. We lose it because football is like this. But the personality we showed today was unbelievable. Final after what happened is incredible.
Not just the 3-point gap that you have now, but also the goal difference. You're now 4 better off. Was that spoken out about before the game at all? The importance, because it is so close.
It wasn't really spoken about, but it's common sense. We know, we look at the table. We're trying to win the league, so you obviously see it yourselves. So the main thing, today was to go out there and get the win. You can't go speaking about goal difference when you haven't even won the game yet. So we played against a good Newcastle team who have been brilliant. Especially since January. They've had good results even against the top teams. So I think today was perfect response and perfect performance.
But going back to goal difference, as the game progresses and you're in the box seat, does it then come into your mind even more so?
Yeah, a little bit. But obviously that's just football, you want to score goals, especially us attacking players, especially me. I tried to score assists because I haven't had as many as I wanted this season. So, we just obviously, as the game went on, wanted more goals, and, luckily we got that.
Rodri, it's your best ever goal-scoring season in the Premier League, double your previous best, and also City have scored more goals from set pieces than any other team. Has this been a conscious thing?
So important, as we know, because depending on the team, they defend here at home very narrow, and we have to be effective in all the ways. I think we've been unbelievable the last 3-4 games in set pieces, and they give us the advantage in the game. So yeah, we have to look in. To be champions, you have to be the best in mostly of the parts of the game, and we're the top team now in set pieces. So yeah, but as Jack was saying, the scores is not the important thing. The important was those winning, and then when you see the opportunity to score more goals, and you have to do it, because of course the goal difference is going to be important.
Anything can happen from here on in, but as we stand here right now, how significant does today feel?
I mean, emotional is a battle win. I mean, for us, the mood wasn't very high, as you can see. But now we switch on Friday. The team we wake up and we just focus in the game. And I think we do unbelievable work here. Sometimes it's more than important than the legs, and that's what the champions team does. So that's what we did.
What's the attitude for the remaining 3 games, Jack?
What's what?
The attitude for the remaining 3 games.
No, you know, we just have to go out there and win every game ourselves. You know, it's down to us. We're in the driving seat. You know, I think we can't look. You know, what's going on around us. You know, it's in our hands. So we just have to go and win every game as we would anyway. So fingers crossed. You know, we have to get back in tomorrow, prepare well, because we have another big game on Wednesday.
Great stuff, guys. Thank you both very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Very interesting to hear from Rodri, particularly on the mental preparation they've had to do after that. Such a painful night in Madrid this week. But did City have to put on a performance today, Mike? Helps as much as anything.
Yeah, definitely. I think that they were brilliant. I think people don't understand sometimes the emotional side of the game. When you lose a big game like that and it's taken away from you just last moments, and then having to come and perform today, obviously Liverpool drawing would give them that little added sort of incentive, but to put that to bed and put on a 5-star performance like today, it's just been excellent. And this shows that it's a team of champions. Liverpool will push all the way till the end, we know that. But Man City can only do what they can, and today they did it brilliantly. And do you think the manner of victory, the scale of the victory, banishes those doubts? Yeah, I think in Europe, Man City still have got work to do. You know, they got to a final, lose to Chelsea, and then they got to Real Madrid having a 2-goal advantage at the time. So there's got to be a bit of nastiness in their game, being able to see out stuff. Man City don't deal that well with pressure, and the Champions League shows you that. But in the league, they've been fantastic, and today they showed everyone why they are champions. How do you think Liverpool will view that, Jamie?
I think the last 2 goals would be a blow in the last couple of minutes. I think no one expected Man City not to win this game. I think if looking from a Liverpool's point of view, you'd definitely look at Wolves away and West Ham away. But I think getting those 2 goals late on and making that goal difference +4 now. So you know, if City lost the game and Liverpool won, they'd have to get, I don't know, 3 or 4 goals to almost get it even in that. So I think from a Liverpool point of view, I think it was a blow, the last 2 goals in the last minute or so.
Do you think the first goal was key, though, Mike, and the timing of it as well? We talked about, could City score early today? Yeah, and they scored it in the 19th minute, wasn't it? And it's just good movement from City, and what they do, they just put so much pressure. Wonderful ball from Gundogan, and it's a movement. And Gary mentioned in commentary, it's a lovely little run here from Cancelo. It just looks like he's sleeping, then makes that bending run. But this is what Jack Grealish has got to do. Start taking up, chances at that back post. Sterling does it ever so well. Lovely head back there, and just, it set him off on the right stead. Really did.
I mean, that's the type of goal Man City have been scoring for so long under Pep Guardiola. Normally it's just a tap in, this one's a header at the back post, but so often you've seen Raheem Sterling, especially over the years, just putting that ball in at the back post, whether it's, I'm sure it's something that they work on, but they get in those positions so often. Is it a feature of this Manchester City side, how every player, every position wants to contribute on the goal-scoring front as well, as we've saw with the second goal, again, Laporte getting involved?
Absolutely, you've got 2 centre-backs, it's good technique by Gundogan as it comes out. You've got Laporte and Diaz both trying to win the ball, and I think that's important from set pieces. It was a great ball as well by Kevin De Bruyne, picks him out. Goalkeeper makes a horrendous mistake, and they obviously capitalise. And once you get 2-0 against the Man City side, it becomes so difficult. But they're hungry for goals, their attitude was spot on. And as a manager, it's all you can ask for, because they don't have to be off it today. I think it was the perfect game to a certain extent. Newcastle didn't offer a lot. They're safe, they're comfortable. And I think from Man City's point of view, it just felt like the perfect game for them to a certain extent. It's changed a great deal, because we still look at those 2 away games that are going to be so, tough for City. I think Diaz getting injured is a real blow. I don't care what way you look at it, defensively, they do give you chances. But it didn't affect them in the second half, did it? And that is when we saw the goals start to come. Another set piece, Jamie. I think we're up to 20 for the season now for Manchester City. How key could this be? Massive. It really is. In Rodri's role so often, he gets his goal there. Obviously, he scored last week at Leeds as well. But, I mean, great credit to Pep Guardiola and his coaching staff, and also the delivery. They've got great quality. But when you think of a Pep Guardiola team, you think of technical footballers, you always think if you get a chance set piece-wise against them,
you can profit from it, and you're thinking they shouldn't be causing us too many problems, you know, set piece wise with, you know, the height in the team, got small technical players in midfield and the top end of the pitch. So there's obviously a lot of work on that organisation, so credit to them.
How pleased were you to see Jack Grealish involved in the final 2 goals?
Yeah, it's brilliant because he's come under criticism, and when you come for that tag, it's always going to be there. But this is what we like to see. And this is the Jack from Aston Villa. You know, actually making a difference when he's taking on people, not coming back inside and playing the easy ball. This is what got him his move in the first place. Yeah, it's tough when you're going into a dressing room full of stars, but this is what he was created to do. Obviously, it's a great finish from Foden, but just, you know, Trippier coming on is probably not up to speed with the game. And if you just look where Foden is here, this is where Jack is going to pick up his goals. This is where he needs to be when he gets in there. He's too... You know, he gets in there. There was a clip in the first half where if he would have just gambled on that back post, he'll get these tap-ins and then his numbers will look a lot better than they are.
And the subtlety for this one as well, Jamie.
Yeah, I mean, this is a lovely piece of play, little 1-2. Could he shoot? No, he knows better, just lays it on a plate for Raheem Sterling, who finishes it with a plum. Lovely finish.
But look at the weight of ball there, Jamie.
It's brilliant, because most players would shoot there. You can wrap that one into the corner, but he thinks, why should I? I've got a better mate in a better position. So unselfish. Brilliant piece of play.
Well, to Micah's point, does that mean he can just stroll onto it, Raheem Sterling,
Absolutely.
and pick his spot?
The weight of pass. It's a difficult one for Jack because the expectation, £100 million price tag, and when he was what got him the move in the first place was mainly playing predominantly a number 10 role, so he had licence to go and do what he wants. But here he's having to play high and wide. First half, the amount of times I see him, he'd run at the defender, drop his shoulder, pass it back. That's safe. That's not good enough. That's not really going to take it, because most players can do that in this City side. He has to have that X factor. He has to do something special on the ball, and that's what he did with those moments. I think it helped a bit with Kieran Trippier coming back from injury, but
getting up to pace.
I think that's when you played alongside him. He needs to be at that level where he's doing things differently. That's what got him the move in the first place.
His first Premier League assist since October.
Yeah, and he would know by his own standards it's not good enough. You need to do more. Jamie's completely right. He goes there and he's almost like, oh, who should I pass to? Where's Foden? Where's De Bruyne? Take it on, because he can do it. We've seen it, you know, week in, week out at Aston Villa, and he's playing with better players now at Man City, so it should actually be easy. Some would say that a lot of teams now are double up on him. Of course they are. But when he gets in areas like that and he can go through, just go through and show your quality.
Was there a fluency about City's football today, Jamie?
Yes, but I don't think that's ever really gone away. Obviously, midweek you're playing away at Real Madrid, but I don't think Man City have ever really been in bad form of it. Liverpool have caught them up, but City haven't been in bad. I mean, they've drawn a couple of games over, I don't know, 3 months or something like that.
It always feels like a crisis when they do drop a single point.
It wasn't. It was just that Liverpool have been on a phenomenal run, you know, since I think that Chelsea game. That's, you know, they've just caught them up. But City haven't been out of form where we've ever thought there's a chink in their armour where, you know, they're going to drop points in a game that you don't expect. And as I said, I think most people expected this today. The one where you think maybe a glimmer of hope is obviously these 2 away games to come.
What will this do for the mood, do you think?
Yeah, it's exactly what they needed to do, because they know that to win the Premier League is still a great season for them. You know, of course they want the Champions League. They want it so badly, I'm sure it hurts. And it's like they have got a bit of a mental block with that. But I'm sure that will change. It's inevitable. They've got too many good players, too good a manager. I think maybe a striker short that might have won it this year. But the Premier League is still, for a lot of these players, winning it back-to-back, you know, doing what they're doing is phenomenal. So, and especially against, we're seeing 2 heavyweights going at it. It's incredible the level that these 2 clubs are. And when you see a drop-off like what Liverpool did, yes, that little bit of an open goal for City today, I did feel, to a certain extent, it almost gave Pep Guardiola his team talk. He didn't need to say anything. The players would have just felt that confidence from what happened last night.
When Man City went out midweek, everyone was saying their season's a failure. We're talking about the Premier League. If Pep wins it, it'll be, what, 4 in 5 seasons? That's greatness, that's dominance. Yeah, it's not done yet, but they still have the chance to do that. Everyone, yeah, in Europe, it wasn't great, it was disappointing, especially the way it happened. But in the Premier League, they've been outstanding, they really have.
It's a failure if Pep Guardiola doesn't win the Champions League at Man City.
Oof. Failure is a strong word. It'd be a massive disappointment, because that's what he was brought in to do. You got to be honest about the situation. It's the way it's happening. Is, you know, you go in a play against a Chelsea side, which probably going to favourites. You didn't play a defensive midfielder, and then you go out to Real Madrid with having a 2-goal lead. So it's very disappointing. But, you know, I think, you know, we talk about Klopp and his contract. I think Pep won't want to leave Man City until winning the Premier League. And I truly believe, he will do that.
I think
at Manchester City.
Haaland come in next year. I think that could be the ice on the cake.
Definitely, 100%. You know, I've been not critical of people saying they need a striker. They play so well without a striker, and the movement they create has been brilliant without a striker. So, and you know, being on top of the league. But against Real Madrid, last 10 minutes they was going long. They needed a different sort of outlet. I think Haaland could be that person.
Do you think they signed Harry Kane instead of Jack Grealish in the summer they'd been in the Champions League final?
I think with Jack Grealish, the way it's gone this season, Kane obviously looked like it would have been a better buy last season. But I still believe in the quality of Jack Grealish.
What I'm saying is, rather than spending the money on a player who I don't think they need, I'm not questioning Jack Grealish's ability. What I'm saying is, Manchester City didn't need that player. They needed Pep Guardiola felt they needed a striker. That's why he went for Harry Kane. But what I'm saying is, when you look at that home game against Real Madrid, but they've absolutely battered them. You know, that
but we say Harry Kane. I'll say if Harry Kane was 100, went to negotiate, and it wasn't really that much of an option. City tried to get him. Like when people saying should they sign Grealish or Harry, Man City tried to get Kane. It just didn't happen. But in answer to your question, if you've got Kane in this team, I think it makes him even better. Yeah.
We're just getting started, just getting warmed up here on Super Sunday. Oh yeah, do stay with us. I think it's going to get...